What is up, friends? Welcome back to Ozark Outdoor Brewing. I hope you and your family had a great Thanksgiving holiday. Now though, it's time to turn our sights forward to Christmas, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Brewing up an amber reddish ale that I'm calling Holly Jolly. Come along, let's brew some beer. I do.
This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. The Christmas tree's on fire. Santa's holding the lighter. My parents are both liars. I got gifts but one subscribers.
We've got 7.25 gallons of water heating up right now for the mash rest of 152. I'm going to bump that up. I'm shooting for a target temp of 158. That will allow me to add my grains to this and then also get it covered up. That allows for a little bit of heat loss. I really want to mash this at 152 degrees Fahrenheit. Speaking of the grain bill, we have 70% English Maris Otter for rich malty flavors, 13% Ashburne Mild for that sweet and toasty flavor, 9% Torrified Wheat, really just to kind of help with some head retention, 4% Dark Crystal, 2% Canastan Malt, and 2% Pale Chocolate Malt. And for the hop additions, we have 3/4 of an ounce of US Magnum at 60 minutes, an ounce of Goldings at 10 minutes, and we're also adding 1 ounce of sweet orange peel at Flame Out. Both hop additions are going to have floral notes associated with them. The Goldings are going to have a little bit of lemon and pine in there as well, while the US Magnum is going to have a little bit more citrus. And then, like I said, we're also adding another ounce of kind of that sweet orange peel that's going to give another little bit of citrus aroma to it, or flavor and aroma actually. I'm hoping that this is going to be a very malty, a malt forward beer, but it's balanced very well by the bitterness of the hops and also with that citrus aroma and flavor coming through as well. Friends, we're starting to heat up nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and add my my grain bag right now. If you want to pick up one like what I've got, I would highly recommend this bag. It is from brewbag.com. They are not a sponsor. Please, if you see this, I would love it. But this is a high quality, very well constructed bag. I want to make sure that it is not on the bottom here whenever I clip this in to make sure that we're not hitting the bottom of this bag. I'm going to scorch it or burn the grains or anything like that. So I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and bunch this over here on the side and then add my clips to make sure it doesn't sink whenever we add the grains. I get the big boy out for this one. I love this mash paddle. This is from northernbrewer.com. They did not sponsor this video. They did not send this to me. I paid for it with my own money. Please, if you see this, I would love it. This is massive, friends. This is a huge mash paddle. But I can tell you from experience, it does a fantastic job of breaking up any dough or grain balls that you have in your brew kettle to make sure that you extract as much sugar as you can out of your grains to get ready for that wort. Daggum December. Now that we've got that all stirred up, I'm going to dispense with the mash paddle. We're going to cover this up with the lid. Since I put my clips off to the side onto the handles of the pot, the boil kettle itself, my lid sits down nice and flush with the top to trap all of that heat and keep it inside. The other thing that we have is a little bit of insulation. Yes, it's a sleeping bag. No, I'm not going to insert it. It's a sleeping bag. they've reached boiling temperature, we're going to add our hop spider. It's been sitting back here in sanitizer. Go ahead and get that dropped in right now. Let it sanitize for just a second, and it's going to be time to add our hops. Set a timer for 1 hour.
1 hour, counting down.
And 60 minutes at the boil, this is time to add 3/4 of an ounce of US Magnum hops. Friends, here we are at the 15-minute mark. This is the point where it's always really busy to me, and it makes me a little bit nervous, right? I want to add my wort chiller and let it heat sanitize inside of the wort right now since it's boiling. But I've got my hop spider in there, so I always have to kind of finagle things with it. I'm going to add it right now. I've also got a Whirlflock tablet set aside to drop in now. I'm gonna do it. It's nerve-wracking. Flame is out. We are done with our 60-minute boil. I've got 1 ounce of sweet orange peel that is going to go in. Friends, that wort chiller is working to get this down into that 70 to 74 degree range, and at that point we'll be able to pull it and ready to put this thing into the fermenter. Here we are, friends. We've got the wort cooled down now. It is ready to transfer from the boil kettle into the fermenter, ready to put that into the fermentation chamber. First thing we're going to do, as usual, we have the transfer line ready. It's going to go down, snake its way into it. I'm also going to put together right here bouncer inline filter as usual. I've got the plastic housing here. I have the red filter, snaps right into place, screws into place on the end of this. It goes on to the end of the ball valve here out of the boil kettle. We're ready to transfer. And there we are, 5 gallons into the fermenter. I'm gonna drag this thing out of here. Yikes, don't want to lose it. That goes down into a bucket, the sanitizer, hot water right there. On top of that goes the lid. No, if I did not tell you before, I'm going to tell you now. I have the Saf Ale S04 yeast. Yeast packet is sanitized, scissors are sanitized. I'm going to cut off the very top of this, and now it's time to pitch the yeast, friends. On top of that goes the lid. Push that down. Within that goes the bung right into the top of the lid. I'm going to press that down nice and hard right there. And into that I have my airlock. That goes down. That lets the carbon dioxide escape. Prevents anything from coming down into the beer. That's going to let this wort and the yeast do its thing and become beer. Friends, thank you so much for coming along with me on Brew Day as we brewed up my Holly Jolly red-ish, amber-ish ale. I'm really hoping this has more of a red-ish hint and hue to it than it does the amber. I've got it into the fermenter. It's in the fermentation chamber. It's sitting right now at 68 degrees. I'm gonna let that go for a little bit. If you're not already, please consider subscribing. That always helps us out. And smash that bell. It's free. Following us and smashing that bell. Few things in this world you can say are free, but those two things are. Follow me, smash that bell. You get a notification every time we post a video here on Ozark Outdoor Brewing. And remember, Drink responsibly.